The vast majority of micro and small and independently owned businesses around the world are operating with very manual processes that have a lot of error-prone challenges within them in getting accurate reporting and accounting of a business. Now, how does Peddlr help these small and independently operated and owned businesses drive forward in their digital transformation?
We spoke to hundreds of merchants to understand their pain points in terms of running their business on a day in, day out basis. So on top of the list, it's still manual inventory tracking, and the lack of financial records limits their access to capital. So with Peddlr, we started with the automation of the inventory management to track all the inventory that they have on their stores. And using all the data sets from that inventory management, we can right now create financial statements and financial records for these businesses, which we currently use to create a credit scoring that will unlock later on access to capital for these small businesses.
For a micro or small business owner, what are the steps they need to take to adopt and use Peddlr?
So 2 years ago, they need to manually upload the SKUs one by one, take up pictures, put the product name and categories. But right now, after 2 years, we managed to automate everything. We have data sets of 3,800 SKUs on the platform. If you're a business owner, you download the application. You take the camera of your phone, scan the barcode of the product, boom,
okay.
Inventory setup. You just need to change the price of how much of this SKU you're selling it to the market.
Because your system will already have recognized that SKU.
Exactly.
And if it's a new SKU, then I'm able to upload attributes of it?
Yeah, exactly.
How do the customers that are already on Peddlr take full advantage of the other products and services and suites of tools that you have?
So we started with the inventory management, and we connected and integrated different modules on top of that inventory management. Like for example, we have credit ledger, which give them full visibility of the receivables from their customer. If you're a merchant, you have customers that owe you money, and you can automatically record all of those transactions on that accounts receivable ledger. And there's a plus point that most of our merchants love, in which they can just press a button, send reminder, and the app send an SMS reminder to the customers that you owe me money and you need to pay it right now.
Because previously in their manual environment, they were forced to remember that customer
Exactly.
and follow up themselves manually.
Exactly.
They've got so much limited time and resources already trying to manage their business.
And maybe it's because cultural in the Philippines, people hates following up people on their debts because they're shy by nature. By using the application, they just randomly press a button and the app works for them.
So what's next in the additional suites of services you can offer a small and independently operated business?
So we just released like 2 quarters ago our monetization model, which is basically we released digital products. We converted these micro merchants to be able to compete with 7-Eleven. So everything digital products like mobile prepaid top-up, acceptance payments of bills, they can already do it in exchange of revenue share.
And what's the revenue model for Peddlr services?
The strategy is very simple. We just distribute the app for free. It's free to use to accelerate user adoption and remove all of those friction and barriers of technology migration. And we build layers of business segments and revenue generating models, like for example, digital products, marketing tools, and later on we will be releasing full suites of financial services that will help these micro and small businesses access capital to grow their business.
Now, there's a big problem globally with respect to the underbanked population, also a significant part of the population in emerging markets not having even identity to get banking services. How can Peddlr help solve the challenge of financial inclusion?
We believe that automation is the first step to digitalization, and digitalization is the foundation of like financial inclusion and banking of the future. Because like if you're a merchant, you really don't have any information or financial records, so that's where Peddlr right now comes in. To get all of those automated financial records, that's where the banking as a service will flow in the future.
What are you planning to be the first financial services you'll introduce on Peddlr?
So it's really more in payments, because on top of like the financial records, we want to convert all of this cash industry and ecosystem that's flowing on the records to be more digitalized. That's what we're looking forward on releasing by next year.
And one of the opportunities as well is to help small and micro business owners report to the authorities in the Philippines, for example, by creating reporting that they don't have today?
Most of these micro merchants don't really want to use the application for one reason, the fear of taxation. But we managed to talk to them and give them the importance about these data sets and like the automation purposes. And the way we gained trust initially was to make the application offline and make them the owner of the data sets. If that moment happens, it's already a good signal for us that we're doing really well in terms of helping the economy. And it's really more of like economical progress already.